Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well this morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Ms. Kim, Mr. Jordan, Ms. Strong, good morning. Ms. Goldstein, let's see. Are you here for Mr. Davis today?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
Yes, good morning. What are we going to
Good
do with
morning.
Mr. Davis?
So this case was a bench warrant case out of Judge Roth's courtroom. He was actually arrested on the FTA warrant. It's already posted bond on that warrant. But for some reason, it's still showing as bench warrant status on the docket. So we were just hoping to have that bench warrant lifted so it could be returned to Judge Roth's courtroom and allow prosecution to continue.
Good morning, Mr. Essiano. Are you able to confirm that?
Good morning, Your Honor. One moment. This is position 8, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, one second. So it looks like he's being held on a probation violation and a felony. I'm not seeing the bench warrant holding him.
Yeah, I don't think the bench warrant is holding him because he's already paid the bond on that FTA warrant. It's just still showing as bench warrant status on the docket. So I think it just needs to be taken out of bench warrant status so that we can get back on the calendar with Judge Roth.
Gotcha.
And I filed that motion.
Hmm.
I'll take care of that, Judge. It's just a case status.
Okay.
The case open up once he was arrested.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Ms. Goldstein, so we'll return this case to the division, and I guess he'll take care of his felony matters in another court.
Yes, Judge.
All right. So I wanted to make sure that you didn't sit around here all morning if you didn't have to. So if nothing further, have a good day.
Thank you. You too, Judge. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Francois, good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Good morning. Judge, and I noticed, I think that's from Miss Kim. It says she needs to interview Miss Moore. She wants to do a breakout, but I can give you a call, Miss Kim, if that's okay. Okay? Okay, I'll give you a call. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll start. Good. We'll start with courtroom number 2, I guess. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. We have position number 8, Mr. Davis here.
Okay, yes, good morning, Mr. Davis. We were just talking about you. Your attorney was here. This case is going to be returned to the division judge. You'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir.
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Davis.
Come on, Poole. Next, Your Honor, we can go to position number 28, Vincent Poole.
28, okay. Okay, good morning, Mr. Poole. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We're providing you with the assistance of a public defender this morning if you choose to utilize their services. It's my understanding, Mr. Poole, that you wish to proceed without the advice of counsel. Is that correct?
Like that, okay. Right. Okay, yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. White, are you with me?
What are the prosecutor? Who's the prosecutor?
I am, Judge.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. White. Did you or someone in your office attempt to interview Mr. Poole?
I spoke with him yesterday at the jail, Judge, and relayed the offer to him. He refused to accept the fact that he could be placed on probation for a misdemeanor, got very combative, and then decided that he would be representing himself.
Okay. Did you get any indication that there were any other issues that the court needs to know of?
Potentially, Judge. It was kind of, but not being an expert, it could have been anger. It could have been MH. I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries.
If you can unmute courtroom 2. Mr. Poole, you've been charged in case 25 CR 000184A with simple battery. And again, you have a right to remain silent. And anything you can be used against you.
I right to talk. First Amendment right.
Say it again for me, sir. You like to?
Right, I've got the right to defend myself or face my accused. What am I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You do, and I'm allowing you to represent yourself. How would you like to?
Sir, what am I?
How would you like to plead to these charges, Mr. Poole? Say it again.
Well, I want to face my accused.
You want to plead not guilty?
I want to face my accuser, sir. I have right.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, you do. So I am going to to the simple listen to me a moment, Mr. Poole. To the simple battery in case 25 CR 000184A. It's my understanding that you wish to plead not guilty. Is that correct?
The state is not the prosecutor. I had to have actual people actual people, actual accusers. You don't have accusers here. You don't have the police in there here to accuse you, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to allow you to plead not guilty, Mr. Poole. The case will be returned to the division judge, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Ms. Desiano, do you have the
Yes,
bond?
Judge.
Do you have the bond order on this matter?
Yes, Your Honor. It was your bond, $1,000 good bond, no contact with the victim, stay away from the incident location, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Did I order a social worker visit?
You did not.
Okay. I would like for there to be a social worker visit to evaluate for any possible MH issues. Okay. And all right. Good luck to you, Mr. Poole.
Next, Judge, we have position number 48, White. That's Ms. McLeod's case.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. McLeod. What are we doing with
Good morning, Your Honor. This is going to be a negotiated plea.
Okay, very good. Good morning, Ms. White. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You can place your hand down. Ms. Desiano?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 24 days, credit for time served 12 days, balance probated, no contact with Franklin Plummer, stay away from 2400 Campbellton Road, complete 12 weeks of anger management, 40 hours of community service, and no firearms. We'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and ID for purposes of the plea, and if Your Honor can sound for the victim, Mr. Plummer.
Mr. Plummer's on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Does not appear so. Ms. McLeod?
We stipulate, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. White, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 004802F, you wish to plead guilty to simple assault. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
I am very good.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. White. When you complete the terms of the probation, I'll have it terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you're not going to be on probation, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good
Ma'am.
luck to you, Ms. White. Yes,
My
Ms. White.
client tells me that there's a place in Clayton County that she can do the anger management. I just want to make sure that that's okay with the state.
If it's a certified one that's accepted by the courts, that's fine.
Just want to make sure.
Okay, very good. Who do we have next?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, we have position number 39 here in court. I know it says not needed, but he's here, so we're trying to figure out what's going on with the misdemeanor case.
Okay, is there going to be a waiver file for Mr. Smith? Whose case is this? Is this Ms. Kim's case or Mr. White's case?
This would be Ms. Kim's case, Your Honor.
Okay, we're gonna have to, is Ms. Kim back with us?
Yes, Your Honor,
Okay.
I am actually available
Well,
now.
Okay, so we're on position number 39, Mr. Smith. We just need to, since it says that he's not needed, are you gonna file a waiver in this matter?
I believe so, Your Honor. But I will double check. Mr. Smith. I believe Dontavius Smith was released, and he's held only for felony charge, so he doesn't have any misdemeanor charges, Your Honor, if I remember correctly.
Mr. Durant Smith has been charged with theft by taking.
Okay, can I talk to him? I apologize. I didn't talk to him, Your Honor.
Okay, can we get Ms. Kim to call courtroom 2 and speak with Mr. Smith?
Yes, you could call extension 22060.
Yes, I'll do that right now. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome.
We can go on to position number 9 and 10, Mr. Ellis, Amari Ellis.
Okay, is this your case, Mr. White?
It is, Judge.
And it's a negotiated plea?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Ellis. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes. Ms. Desiano?
Miss
Fall?
Fall.
Oh, good morning, Ms. Fall.
Good morning.
I can't see you there. You're not on camera for some reason.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're
Hi.
fine. There you go. Good to see you, Ms. Fall.
Good to see you as well. If this is Omari Ellis,
That's correct.
count 1, the driving under the influence is 12 months served, 22 days, credit for time served, 11 days. That's going to be from January 11th, 2025 until today. Balance probated, 40 hours of community service, ADET, DUI risk reduction, and 2 victim impact panels. Count 2, 12 months concurrent with count 1. Count 3 is going to be time served, 22 days, credit for time served, 11 days. The state asked the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea. Position number 9 will be null prost upon the court accepting this plea.
Mr. White?
Your Honor, we do stipulate for the purposes of the plea, we would ask to enter positions 2 and 3 as a nolo and ask that you waive 3 months of probation fees. He is currently unemployed right now. And so the class is going to cost him some money. So we're asking you to waive the first 3 months.
Any objection to the NOLO on 2 and 3?
Yes, Your Honor, the state does object. Let me pull up the,
Of course.
let's see. Looks like he had a previous license suspension in 2009. As far as this particular offense, this was an accident case. So this incident happened when, let's see, the defendant collided with another vehicle, it looks like, on March 6th of 2022. He had slurred speech, did not realize he had been in a collision, and the field sobriety was then administered and he was placed under arrest after they observed he appeared to be intoxicated. So because this was a collision case, that's why we're objecting to NOLO.
And Judge, that's irrelevant as to whether or not he qualifies for the NOLO. The last driving without a license was 16 years ago.
And Your
Okay.
Honor, I'm not addressing whether he qualifies or not. I'm addressing whether the state objects or not.
Understand it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Mr. White, is I'll accept a plea of guilty to the DUI, a NOLO to the reckless, a NOLO to the driving without a valid license. I'm not going to waive any fees, but I will have it go non-reporting upon completion of the terms.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. So if nothing further, Mr. Ellis, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 002772D, that you wish to plead guilty to driving under the influence of alcohol, less safe, NOLO to reckless driving, and NOLO to driving without a valid license. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No.
Got a no? Say it again for me, sir.
I say no.
Thank you. You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty and NOLO to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? Is that a yes? Okay, I'm having difficulty understanding you, Mr. Ellis. We have a court reporter taking down everything, so I want to make sure that she records your answers properly. So, did you hear my question?
Yes.
And what's your answer to the question?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty and NOLO? Say it again. I'll accept the pleas as negotiated, Mr. Ellis. When you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation and have to pay those fees. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thorough.
And courtroom 2, I just want to make, if you're not aware, make you aware that Ms. Chancey is on the line, and I think that Ms. Kim needs to speak with her and her client. With her client and Ms. Chancey. So whenever you all have the opportunity, let the court know when you're ready to do that, okay?
We'll log in on Quorum 1.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Ms. Chancey. I'll see if I can get you in and out as quickly as possible this morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Who do we have next?
We can go on to position number 23 and 24, Mr. Moore.
I'm sorry, but I can't hear out at the, I can't hear any of the announcements out at the jail. I'm not
Okay.
sure if it's
Yeah.
just me, but I can't
No,
understand.
it's not just you, Ms. Strong. We're having I'm having difficulty hearing also for some reason. Courtroom 2, you're going in and out. I'm not sure if they're not close enough to the microphone. So if they can, I'm not sure what the problem is, but we're having difficulty hearing you this morning for some reason.
We can go on to, can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Position 23 and 24, Mr. Moore.
Okay. And Mr. White, this is going to be a negotiated plea.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Moore. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sure.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Moore. Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. On the criminal trespass, 12 months, serve 18 days, credit for time served 9 days. From January 13th, 2025 until today, balance suspended. Stay away from all Georgia Tech property, which is in compliance with the police report that stated that he is banned from Georgia Tech property for 5 years. The state asked the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purposes of the plea. We will be entering a null pros to position 24 upon the court's acceptance of this plea. That's all.
So stipulated, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Mr. Moore, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 002959J, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Moore. Good luck to you, sir.
Sir.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Judge, I do have a question for, on the announcements for position. It's on the add-on 1 and 2. It's not on the announcements. I'm not sure who represents Samantha Harley. I'm not sure if it's Ms. Kim or Tom White.
It will be Tom White.
Yes, I will need to speak with her. We just got the offer this morning.
Okay, what's your number?
404 536 1601.
Thank you. I'll give you a call.
Okay.
And Your Honor,
Okay. Yes.
is on, so they can do the breakout for Ms. Kim.
Okay. So, Ms. Kim, are you with me?
And if
Ms.
Tom-
Kim?
and
Yes, Your Honor. I'm with
Okay,
you.
are you ready to go into the breakout to speak with your client in courtroom 1 with the Spanish
Sure.
interpreter? Okay.
Sure. Yes.
All right. So, Ms. Chansey, are you with me? Okay. Very good. We'll place you all into the breakout room. Courtroom 1, Ms. Chansey and Ms. Kim, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Is Mr. White on the phone with his client at ACDC?
Yes, Your Honor, I was gonna see if we can hold up on that so we can handle some of his cases in courtroom too. While Kim-
Okay. Yes, that's fine with me. I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't already speaking with them. So you with me, Mr. White?
No, he's actually interviewing Miss Samantha Harley. over here
Okay,
at
all
ACDC.
right. All right, so given that both of our public defenders are speaking with their clients, we'll be in recess until somebody's available.
And also, Judge, because I had stepped away, so Miss Kim is interviewing doing the Spanish interpreter case.
That's correct, yes.
The rest of her clients are here at ACDC, so.
Okay, so as soon as she gets back, we'll move forward with those as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, as soon as someone gets back, we will proceed. Thank you, Ms. Falk. You have a good rest of your day. I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it. I'm going to stick around until right at 9:30.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, it looks like Mr. White is back with us, so where would we like to go, courtroom two?
We can go to position number 27, Mr. Myers.
And this is going to be a negotiated plea.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Mr. Myers. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. On this position on count one, the loitering and prowling, we are going to merge that with count two, excuse me. And on count two, the criminal trespass, 12 months served, 34 days, credit for time served, 17 days from January 5th, 2025 until today. Balance suspended, stay away from 11270 Elkins Road, which is the North Fulton Community Charities. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purposes of the plea. That's all for the state.
So stipulated, Your Honor, nothing further.
Okay. Mr. Myers, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 0000102C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Myers. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're
Thank you, Your
welcome. Welcome.
Haven't seen it very well.
This is gonna be on the add-on positions 1 and 2, Harley.
And what are we doing with Mr. Harley this morning?
Your Honor, she wants to enter a guilty plea this morning. The one issue we have is with the no further contact order with the alleged victim on the Henry 911 call. I'm sorry, her name is escaping me right now, but she is on Zoom, and my understanding is that she's in agreement that she does want to have contact. So,
Okay, and that's Ebony Pollard.
that's correct, Judge.
Ms. Falk?
If we can just hear from Ms. Pollard, if she says she wants to have no further violent contact, the state will not object.
Okay, good morning, Ms. Pollard. I see you there. Can you activate your camera for me, please, ma'am?
I can't come on camera. I'm working, but I do agree to that. We can have contact.
Is that sufficient, Ms. Falk?
That is sufficient, Your Honor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here today, ma'am.
Yes.
Anything further? Well, let me address Ms. Harley. Good morning, Ms. Harley. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I can't hear you, ma'am. Okay, she's gonna have to get a little closer or something to the camera. Say it again.
I say yes.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. You can place your hand down, Ms. Harley. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation as to position 1 is as follows. On the willful obstruction of an officer, 12 months served, 32 days, credit for time served, 21 days, balance probated, and a $300 fine. Count 2, 12 months served, 32 days, credit for time served, 16 days. We are also recommending Operation 21 and 20 hours of community service. The remaining counts 3 through 5 will merge. On position 2, the hindering persons making emergency telephone call, 12 months served, 32 days, credit for time served, 21 days, balance probated, 8 hours of anger management, 20 hours of community service, and no further violent contact with Ebony Pollard. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purposes of the plea. We have already heard from Ms. Pollard. That's all for the state.
Mr. White?
Nothing further, Judge, except that we ask the probation go to terminate or go to non-reporting when she completes all of her requirements.
State doesn't object to non-reporting.
Okay. Ms. Harley, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 00021E, you wish to plead guilty to willful obstruction of law enforcement officers and giving false information to law enforcement officers, and in case 25 CR 00022E, you wish to plead guilty to hindering persons making an emergency telephone call. Is that correct? Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time? You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation? You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the pleas as negotiated. Ms. Harley, when you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation and have to pay those fees. Ms. Strong, did you have something?
Just wanted to, the remaining charges are merging with which one? Which,
Oh, so counts 3 through 5 can merge with count 2.
thank you.
Great. Yes, good luck to you, Ms. Harley.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Would you all like to do the interpreter case next?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and that is, I believe, position number 34. Mr. Salinas, is that right?
¿Es el señor Salinas, correcto? Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Kim, what are we doing with Mr. Salinas this morning?
Negotiated plea.
Okay, Ms. Chance, if you can raise your right hand for me, please.
Yes.
Do you swear affirm that you will interpret from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
I do, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Salinas. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video.
Buenos días, señor Salinas. Soy el juez Eric Morrow y este es la audiencia de casos con todo propósito y estamos conduciéndolo por videocámara.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir?
¿Puede levantar su mano derecha, por favor, señor?
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Señor, jura que la declaración que va a dar en este tribunal será la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad. I do.
Thank you. You can place your hand down.
Puede bajar su mano, gracias.
Ms. Desiano?
Yes, Your
Señora,
Honor, the state's recommendation for count 1 is 12 months, served 36 days, credit for time served 18 days, balance probated, stay away from the Economy Hotel at 9995 Old Dogwood Road.
Sí, su señoría, la recomendación de la Fiscalía para el tribunal es una sentencia de 12 meses a servir 36 días. Se le da crédito por el tiempo servido de 18 días y el resto de la sentencia bajo libertad probatoria debe mantenerse distanciado del Hotel Economy, que está localizado en el 995 Old Dogwood Road.
And for count 2, 12 months probation to run concurrent with count 1 and to complete an alcohol and drug evaluation and follow any recommended treatment.
Y por el cargo 2 son 12 meses bajo libertad probatoria para cumplirse de manera concurrente con el cargo 1 y debe completar una evaluación de drogas y alcohol y seguir cualquier tratamiento que sea recomendado.
And we'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and ID for purposes of the plea, nothing further.
Y solo pregunto si la defensa acuerda con la jurisdicción, los hechos y la identificación. Nada más.
Your Honor, we would like to request that 12 months to be changed to 11 months and 29 days for immigration purpose.
Su señoría, solicitamos que la sentencia sea cambiada a 11 meses y 29 días para propósitos de inmigración.
No objection.
No tengo objeción.
We stipulate for the purpose of the plea.
Acordamos para el propósito de la declaración.
Okay. Mr. Salinas, it's my understanding that in case 25 CR 000104H, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and possession and use of drug-related objects. Is that correct?
Señor Salinas, entiendo que en el caso 25 CR 00000104H, usted desea declararse culpable por allanamiento ilegal de morada y por posesión y uso de objetos relacionados con la droga. ¿Es eso correcto? Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
¿Está usted bajo la influencia o los efectos de drogas o alcohol esta mañana?
No.
No.
You've been represented by Ms. Kim. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Usted está siendo representado por la licenciada Ms. Kim. ¿Está satisfecho con su representación?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Usted entiende que usted tiene el derecho de ir a juicio con jurado en estos cargos y al declararse culpable usted renuncia o no va a usar su derecho de ir a juicio, ¿entiende?
Sí.
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
¿Hay alguien que lo haya forzado o coaccionado para declararse culpable?
No.
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. When you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status.
Acepto su declaración negociada cuando usted complete los términos de libertad probatoria. Este caso, o sea, no tendrá que usted presentarse más ante la oficina de registro probatorio.
Good luck to you, sir.
Mucha suerte, señor.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chancey. We appreciate
welcome,
your help,
sir.
your help this morning. I take it that we don't have any other need for an interpreter. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Chancey.
Thank you.
rest
Have a
of your
good day, sir.
Thank you. Who do we have next?
Position number 46 and 47, Mr. Warren.
This will be waiver of arraignment, I believe. Wait a minute.
Back to the Hines Forum 2 are in until medical or jail court type of on.
Is this Mr. Warren?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, this case was accepted as a transfer. He's got several priors.
Okay.
We're just waiting on the order back from the DA's office, but they have accepted it.
Okay, so Mr. Warren, your case is being transferred to Superior Court. You'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
Hey, Ms. Kim, he wants
Yes.
to ask you a quick question. He wants to see a social worker.
Sure. I'll definitely send. Okay.
So we're good, Ms. Kim, with him? No, I said, you're good?
Yes, I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next, we
Who
can
do we
go
have
to
next?
position 35 and 36, Mr. Seaborn.
And this is going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Seaborn. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. Yes, Mr. Esiano.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is 12 months, served 26 days, credit for time served 13 days, balance suspended, stay away from the BP at 245 Memorial Drive. Position 36, the state will enter a null pros upon entry of the plea. We'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and ID, nothing further.
Yes,
Yeah.
we stipulate. We do stipulate for the purpose of the plea.
Okay. Mr. Seaborn, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 001085F, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct? Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Yeah, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Seaborn. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ma'am?
Hey, Ms. Kim, for position number 25 and 26, Ms. Moore, she wanted to talk to you again before she takes her plea.
Okay, I'll
I'll
call.
give you that right now.
Okay.
The rest of those people in court, Ms. Kim.
Okay. Is Ms. Kim already on the phone?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Can we go ahead and complete the rest of your cases that are in courtroom 2 before you speak to your next client? Is that okay?
Absolutely. Sure.
Okay. So who do we have in courtroom 2?
Position 41 and 42, Mr. Taylor.
Okay, that's going to be a negotiated plea. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Taylor. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sure.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Asiano.
Yes, Your Honor. For position 41, the state's recommendation is 12 months, served 34 days, credit for time served 17 days, balance probated, no further contact with Rhonda Wynn, stay away from 3290 Valley Bend Road, FFIB 40 hours of community service, and no firearms. The state will enter a null pros in position 42 upon entry of the plea. The state received an announcement from the defense asking for a one-time law enforcement visit to see if the complaining witness still lives at the incident location. We have no objection to that, Your Honor. And we'd ask the defense to stipulate, and if you could sound for Ms. Wynn. Thank you.
If Ms. Wynn is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Does not appear so. Yes, Ms. Kim.
Yes, we stipulate for the purpose of the plea.
Mr. Taylor, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 008583J, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery family violence. Is that correct?
Correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? You have a right to a trial by jury, but because you're pleading guilty, you're giving up that right. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Are you working, Mr. Taylor?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna waive 2 months of your probation fees to help you get and stay on your feet so that you can go out and get a job. And once you complete the terms of this probation, I'll have it go non-reporting. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation and have to pay those fees, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Taylor.
And the last one is Mr. Smith, I believe he was position 39.
What are we doing with Mr. Smith? Ms. Kim?
Yes, I believe I had a note here, Your Honor. He would like to have a non-negotiated plea.
What is, will not be negotiated?
Since he graduated from accountability court, he would like to know if he can have a balance suspended, otherwise anti-theft course and 40 hours community service to be removed from the condition.
He completed what, Ms. Kim?
Accountability court, there's a
what?
program that he went through. That's what he was saying to me.
Accountable for a different charge?
Yes,
And when was that course completed?
I do not know it. Mr. Smith, when did you complete the class?
Completed the course in July 26th of last year, the 24th. I was locked up in here from September 17th, 2021 until July 14th, 2022.
And what was that charge? What was that charge?
Probation violation.
And what was the probation violated for what charge?
Thereby taking, which put me, the probation violation put me into the program for that charge. And then also the charge that for my probation now was also with that in Veterans Court.
Okay, Ms. Desiano?
Your Honor, the state was frankly a little confused as to why the defense reached out and asked that he did not do the anti-theft course because he went through accountability court. However, it's the state's understanding that accountability court doesn't have an anti-theft course type of component. This case is from 2020. Just very briefly, Your Honor, the defendant has 39 arrest cycles. He has 3 convictions for theft by taking in 20 SC 177309 that post-date this case. And prior to that, he has several convictions for burglary, theft by taking, criminal trespass, shoplifting. The reason that this case is not a felony, and the only reason he has several prior arrests from 2020, 2019, and 2018 for theft by taking. The state has no information about the dispositions of those matters. This was an incident where the defendant went to the victim's home. The victim is Christine Kolb. He's seen on her Ring camera stealing patio furniture off of her front porch. And while he was committing this crime, he was wearing a shirt that said Smith Renovations with his name on it. And that's how he was ultimately identified. They pulled his license photo and compared it with the Ring camera footage. The chair was worth $400. The victim never received it back. And just based on his history, Your Honor, the state was asking for 12 months to serve, 7 days, credit for time served, 7 days, balance probated. He was incarcerated on these charges in a different jail. This was a bind over. No contact with Christine Kolb, stay away from her address, pay $400 of restitution, complete an anti-theft course, and complete 40 hours of community service.
Ms. Kim, anything you want to add?
Well, he has been here in Georgia all his life, and he's a military veteran who needs some disability benefits. So we would like to request the court to have a mercy for him.
Well, I think that that if he is going to admit that he did steal Miss Kolb's belongings, that there should be some type of penalty for that. And as such, I'll be accepting the state's recommendation if he chooses to plead guilty.
Mr. Smith, would you like to plead guilty or would you like to plead waiver? I mean, not guilty.
Restitution, I think if, I agree, I pay the restitution, if I need to plead guilty, I pay that. But I have completed the program. The program does has anti-theft classes. I took them in the Veterans Court. That was a criteria for us to complete.
Okay, well, I'm still gonna have you complete another anti-theft class, and if probation is willing to accept the anti-theft class that you've already completed, that's fine with me, but if they're not, then you're gonna have to complete another anti-theft class and complete 40 hours of community service in addition. So if you want to accept the plea, then that will be the court's sentence.
Would I be getting time served?
Yes, sir. It's my understanding.
Okay. One other question, my public center, would this not hold me here once I'm released from this case where I'm here now, right?
That I do not know. Do you have any, does he have anything holding him, Ms. Kim? to
Yes,
your
there's
knowledge?
a felony charge and probation violation, so I strongly recommend him to take actually not guilty. So if he has to take the plea, it will be pro se plea, Your Honor.
So I think what Ms. Kim is saying is that that since you do have something holding you, that you need to resolve that and before you resolve this. But it's up to you. If you want, we can have a waiver of arraignment today and return it to the division judge if you would like.
Okay. Once
Is that
again,
what you?
this one, if I'm released on the other one, this case won't hold me, right?
I don't think so.
This case is not holding him, Your Honor. It's the felonies that are holding him.
Yes.
Let me
Alright, so
take care of that first.
okay, sounds that's fine with the court, Mr. Smith. So Ms. Kim, you'll file a waiver.
Sure.
We'll return this to the division judge. You'll get notification of your next hearing date, Mr. Smith.
All right,
Good luck,
appreciate
please, sir. You're welcome.
Hey, Ms. Kim, just let me know when you're gonna be available. You still have more cases in courtroom two?
Sure.
I
Do
have
we?
a,
We have it.
I have a question on one of the positions.
Yes.
Who does? Okay.
Courtroom two, we're having difficulty hearing you.
Who does position 11 banning, which public defender has that case?
Oh, boy.
Who has position 11?
It
With
would
us,
be
Mr.
most
White?
likely PD White since it is front part of the case.
Mr. White, are you with us?
I am, Judge. Am I showing up? 'Cause I'm having some, okay, there we go.
Do you have position 11, Tom?
Yes, I need to speak with him. He's being held in Cobb County.
He's here in court too. If we could just give forum to a call.
Sure.
Okay, so why don't we take a break, and Mr. White, you call courtroom or you get in touch with courtroom 2. Ms. Kim, you get in court with ACDC. Are you ready?
Well, I'll call you, Ms. Kim.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, and so we'll be in recess until they come back. Who do we have in medical, just so I know?
This is position number 21 and 22, Milton.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Milton. We'll be with you as soon as your attorney returns, okay? So, thank you, sir. All right, court will be in recess until Ms. Kim or Mr. White comes back.
Ms. Strong, did Deputy Fox send you malpractice for her pleas, or do you need those?
I got hers. I just sent
Okay.
you one on Taylor. I didn't miss Taylor, right?
No, I'm doing that one right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I got all the other ones though.
Okay, perfect.
Ms. Desiano,
Yes, Your Honor.
can you tell me, position number 19, was that null prost?
Is that the one that's supposed to be in DeKalb?
Yes.
So it wasn't null prost, Your Honor. I need to ask Deputy Falk because it's my understanding what normally happens when this comes up is the prosecutor's office in DeKalb County accepts it as a transfer. My best guess at this point would be that Deputy Falk has reached out and is waiting for a response for it to be transferred. But if I could just have a moment to get with her and ask, I can give you some
Okay.
information. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's fine. Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
You all right, Mr. White?
Judge, Mr. Fanning, position 11, is going to be a negotiated plea.
Okay.
Position 25, Ms. Moore will be waiver of arraignment and not guilty. However, we would like to reinstate the bond, so we have to have a bond argument.
Okay, so let me go ahead and do position number 11. I guess. And this is Mr. Fanning, is that right?
That's correct, Judge.
Can you hear me, Mr. Fanning?
Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? You swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sure.
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. Ms. Desiano?
Yes, Your Honor. State's recommendation is 12 months, served 6 days, credit for time served 3 days, balance suspended, stay away from the Hill aircraft located at 3948 Aviation Circle in Atlanta. And we'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and ID, nothing further.
So stipulated, Your Honor, nothing further.
Mr. Fanning, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 006526G, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
Yes, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Fanning. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, Ms. Kim, tell me again, your client at ACDC?
Yes, it is position number 25 and 26, Shayla Moore. She pleads not guilty, and yet I believe her pretrial service bond was revoked, so we need to reinstate signature on bond pretrial.
Why was it revoked?
I believe there was a failure to appear.
One moment, Your Honor, if I could pull this up real quick, because
I don't have the FTA on the calendar.
Yeah, Judge, so it looks like she's being held for 2 failure to appears in both of these positions. And she's got 1 in each case. Her total bond, she's got a $3,000 surety bond on position 26 and a $1,000 surety bond on position 25. And those were issued for failures to appear on, let's see. And Your Honor, the state would just ask in your usual practice that you return this to the division, and the judge who issued the bench warrant can address the failure to appear in the court. It was a failure to appear at plea and arraignment before Judge Morrison back in 2019.
Ms. Kim, any reason that I should deviate from my normal practice?
Yes, Your Honor. Because we don't know how long that she has to wait in a jail. She has two autistic children that she has to take care of. They are 7 and 4 years old, and she has total of 3 children, full-time mom. This happened 2017, Your Honor, and she has served already 9 days. So I think she may have be qualified for signature on bond at this point. Hopefully we can have
It's 10 o'clock.
$4,000 signature on bond through pretrial. That would be great.
My normal practice, Ms. Kim, is to return it to the judge who issued the bond. So that's what I'm going to do in this case. The state's recommending extra time on this matter. You should, well, if it were me, I'd go ahead and contact Judge Morrison's office and see if I can get her on the next available calendar for Judge Morrison. So I'm going to return it to the division judge to address modification if she chooses to. All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Moore.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Are we done at ACDC this morning?
We're completed here. I'll see you later, Judge.
All right. See you this afternoon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So at medical, we have Mr. I believe Mr. Milton, 21 and 22. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Judge, if I could very briefly have a breakout to speak with him.
Of course, Mr. White. So can we put Mr. White and medical into a breakout room, please?
And Your Honor, as it relates to position 19, the state will be entering a null pros for that.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Jessiana.
Mhm.
I have a question. For the cases on the calendar, I'm sorry, for the cases on the calendar that just say transfer, there has been no transfer order. I'm sorry, not on the calendar, on the public defender's paperwork. It says transfer. There's nothing that has been transferred yet. I just want to know what to write on my calendar. That's why.
Bobby Warren has been accepted as a transfer. The remaining cases, we've not heard back.
Okay, so
those probably need to be reset when we.
that's what I was asking. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Mr. White.
Hey, Judge, we're ready to proceed with a plea. We do have some requests as to the conditions of the plea, but we can either discuss that now or if you want to go ahead and get through the rest of it.
So does it have anything to do with the plea, with the terms of the, with what the state is requesting as far as the sentence goes?
It does, the alcohol drug evaluation, the AA, and he completed a sober living since this case had since January 6, 2022, when this case originated. I believe he completed, it was a 9-month program with sober living, and he completed that, I believe, February 23 is what he told me. So we would just like the community service, the alcohol drug evaluation, and the AA meetings basically to go away. He still has to do a risk reduction, I believe, pay the fine.
Your Honor, the alcohol and drug evaluation, the fine, and the community service are all the statutory minimums. So really the only discretion the court has if he's pleading guilty would be to remove the AA meetings. And frankly, if he completed the sober living, we'll just agree to remove that.
But in addition, I mean, he did community service within part of that program. Also, alcohol drug evaluation, that is not necessarily a requirement, but since he did sober living. So, well, we're not asking to get rid of the fine. He understands he's got to pay the fine.
Well, Your Honor, if he's completed those terms and he has proof of completion, then he can show those to his probation officer. And you're saying that the community service that he did, Mr. White, was not in relation to another probate case that he was on probation for?
It was part of the sober living thing. It was, he says he's done nearly 400 hours.
Okay, if he has documentation of that, then he can show that to his probation officer.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's fine with the court. If he's already done it and probation will accept it, then the court has no objection to that. So it's going to be the ADET.
What we're hoping, Judge, and we'll, is that the ADET, the community service, and the AA are covered. The risk reduction, I assume he's still going to have to do unless he's already done it. That is separate. And the $600 fine, we accept that he will need to pay that as well.
Okay, so for the plea today, I'm going to take off the AA. And
Okay.
as far as the rest of the conditions goes, if probation accepts whatever he presents to them, that's fine with the court, but it'll be part of his sentence today. But if he's done it and they accept it, then it'll be done with.
Fair
Okay?
enough. That's perfect.
All right. All right, Ms. Desiano, any objection to that?
That's fine, Your Honor. I'm reading the code section, and what you just stated is what you're permitted to do at this point. I'm reading the code section, the community service and everything. It's all mandatory. So again, if the probation wants to accept it, then fine, but it needs to be in the sentence.
Okay. All right, so that will be the negotiated terms then. As such, good morning again, Mr. Milton. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Desiano.
Your Honor, state's recommendation for the DUI on count 1 is 12 months served, 30 days, credit for time served, 22 days from December 31st, 2024 to today, balance probated, complete an alcohol and drug evaluation, follow any recommended treatment, DUI risk reduction course, a $600 fine, 240 hours of community service, and 1 victim impact panel. For count 2 and count 3, it will be time served, 30 days, credit for time served, 22 days. We'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and ID. Nothing further.
So stipulated for the purposes of plea, Judge. Nothing further.
Mr. Milton, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 008120F, you wish to plead guilty to driving under the influence of alcohol, less safe, wrong way on a one-way street, and a seatbelt violation. Is that correct?
Sir, there was one more stipulation, the reinstatement of my bond. I was in Fulton County custody on December the 30th when I did have the court date. And I
Mr. Milton,
yeah.
If you want to enter the plea, that's not going to matter.
Oh, yeah, I want to enter the plea then.
Okay.
I just want my cash bond reinstated so I can use that $600 to pay off the probation because I don't have it. I bonded out on the cash bond with all of these charges. I just want the cash bond reinstated so I have the money to pay the probation. If you would, Judge.
I don't know if I have any jurisdiction over that, Mr. Milton. Can you discuss that with him, Mr. White?
Judge, we discussed this yesterday, a number of things. We feel that he was actually incarcerated on the 30th, which is when he missed his court date, December 30th last year, so just a few weeks ago. He had been picked up, I believe, on the 27th for a probation violation. So we did discuss in detail yesterday potentially just having the case, his bond reinstated, and him coming back to court at a later date. We did eventually settle on he wanted to go ahead and get it behind him. And then to see if we could get the sober living credit for much of what he's already done for the sentence. So that's where we are at this point. As far as Judge, if he was incarcerated at the time he missed his court date, then his cash bond, I guess, should be reinstated so that he can get that money back, not forfeited, and he could still go forward with the plea. But honestly, I'm not sure how that works.
Okay, well, if you want to figure out how that works, and if the court, if all that's the case and his bond should be reinstated, and there's something that the court can do to assist with that, I'm happy to do it if you'll get me the paperwork to get that done. If in fact he was incarcerated and the bond can be reinstated, that's fine with the court.
Right, and I'd like to ask if the state can confirm that he was picked up on the 27th.
He was picked up in Fulton County, is what you're saying?
He was arrested on the 27th of December, or somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah, arrest date December 30th, booked December 31st.
Was he picked up? Mr. Milton, did you go to another jurisdiction before you came to Fulton County?
Yes, Troup County held me for 3 days and then Fulton County.
All right. Judge, we would just ask that you reinstate his bond. His missed court date was December 30th. So he was incarcerated and therefore has a legitimate reason for missing court.
Okay, so if you, like I think I just said, if you provide proof that he was incarcerated at the time,
well,
the court would do.
She just told you.
The state just, Mr. Milton?
I'm sorry, I'm playing.
Mr. Milton, we discussed it. Yes, Your Honor, the state just confirmed that he was here on the 30th, but he was picked up in Troup County before that. So, I mean, he was definitely incarcerated because he was picked up on the 30th.
Okay, whatever the court needs to do, Mr. White, I'm happy to do it. Okay.
All right.
Do you have any objection, Mr. Esiano?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, but you'll have to present the court with something. Okay.
Okay.
You understand
So,
what
Your
I'm saying?
Honor-
I mean, I can say that it's reinstated, but I'm sure there needs to be some paperwork, right?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
both parties just
Mr.
said-
Milton, Mr. Milton.
I ain't gonna say nothing there, but she just told it, man.
Mr. Milton.
Okay. all right.
Let me handle this. We discussed this. So you're saying that you need something beyond the state confirming, Judge?
I'm just saying, Mr. White, if anything else needs to be done,
Okay.
the court is happy to do it. If
Okay.
me just saying it's reinstated is sufficient, then
I mean,
I'm done. Then I'm done.
I believe
If that won't be accepted and they need something more, then I'm happy to do that too. That's all I'm saying.
okay, no worries, Judge. We'll get it worked
Okay?
out. Sure.
Right.
Okay.
So if me just saying it's reinstated, fine. It's reinstated.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay? We all clear?
And are we referring to the bond on the bench warrant? Is that the cash bond?
It's no, I believe the bond that he paid originally is what we're talking about, because the missed court date was from the 30th, and he's been incarcerated.
So if the bench warrant is dismissed, then that should be reinstated.
Right, and that's
Correct?
exactly, and that's what I was planning on filing a bench warrant.
Okay, so should I hold off on sending is he going to take a plea? Do I need to hold off on sending the NALPROS for the bench warrant?
Yeah, yes, I mean, I would advise him against entering a plea at this point.
Okay. So, Your Honor, why don't we just reset this to Thursday? Mr. White can figure out what he needs to do as far as the plea is concerned.
I don't need to figure out the plea. I'm going to file a bench warrant removal, and that should release him from jail as far as this case is concerned. He does still have the probation issue that he's dealing with, but this case should not hold him anymore since he was incarcerated at the time of his court date. That's it. So we won't deal with this case. All, fingers crossed, it goes to Division F and they deal with it. It'll be just further notice.
Okay.
Okay.
So what are we doing?
Mr. White is submitting an order to set aside the bench warrant based on the defendant being incarcerated in Fulton County at the time of his failure to appear. That will release this case from being on this calendar. He still has felony holds and it will just be reset further notice.
The case itself, the whole case itself.
Yeah, Mr. White, you probably need to file a waiver or something too, right?
Sure, I can file a waiver as well.
Okay. So the announcement will be waiver, reset further notice, and the bench warrant's being lifted.
Okay. Mr. Milton, your case will be returned to the division judge. You'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I have one question. She said felony. I never had a felony in my life.
Stop, Mr. Milton.
She said a felony. I've never had a felony. What is she talking
Mr.
about?
Milton. It doesn't matter. It's not in this court. Okay. So if she misspoke, she misspoke. I can call you in a few minutes. Okay. Or you can.
All right. Who do we have next?
We have position number 4, Mr. Clark.
Okay. What are we doing with Mr. Clark this morning?
Your Honor, we're asking for a bond hearing. We're going to waive this case. State court and ask that he be allowed to sign his own bond.
All right. What's the current bond?
It's a $10,000 bond, I believe, on 2 separate cases, Judge, or maybe 3. We only have 2 before us.
Apologies. Is this which position is this? Position 4?
Yes.
Yes.
Judge, this is your bond. He has a $10,000 surety bond on position 4. The basis for that is this is his This is his 4th arrest for a crime against the same victims. He just pled guilty to aggravated assault on July 9th of 2024, involving the same victim, which is his mother, Cynthia Clark. The case before you is a battery that happened on January 5th. He's accused of pushing his mom to the ground, kicking her, slapping her, and trying to push her over a wooden railing. The victim had bruising. He pled guilty to aggravated assault on July 9th of last year. That's 24 SC 002443. He was ordered to have no violent contact with mom, so he's in violation of that. He also has another open battery case involving mom, 23 CR 00726160, where he was ordered to have no contact with her and his grandmother and stay away from the same incident location. So he's in violation of that bond. He also has a simple battery conviction from September 14th of 2023, which is 23 CR 005311A, in which he was also ordered to have no further contact with her. And to be fair, that sentence was over, but still, Your Honor, this is now the 4th case involving his mother and his grandmother. He's not following the orders of the court. I believe the state originally asked for a cash bond. Your Honor ordered a $10,000 surety bond, and we would ask that the bond remain as currently set.
Did I have any other conditions on the bond, Ms. Desiano?
You had no contact with mom or grandma, Cynthia or Gloria Clark, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and stay away from the incident location, which is 165 Old Woodland Entry in Johns Creek.
Okay. Mr. White?
Your Honor, actually, Ms. Clark was supposed to be on the Zoom today. I did send her a link. I tried to contact her by phone, but could not reach her.
She's on, it appears that Cynthia Clark is on the line.
Okay. My understanding is that she wants him to be released. He would not. He's going to a Recovery Unplugged, which is a rehab program in Nashville, Tennessee. There's already a place being held for him there. The issues that he's had, we believe, stem from his substance abuse issues. And with his mother in agreement, we are asking that you allow him to sign his own bond so that he can go to the recovery center and get started living a better life.
What is the name of the recovery center?
It's Recovery Unplugged. Again, that's in Nashville, Tennessee.
Are they picking him up?
I don't know if that's a service they do. If they are, I mean, if we could.
Miss Clark, are you with us this morning? I see you on the line, Miss Clark. She's here, Mr. White, but
There we go, Judge. You're muted, Miss Clark.
you're on mute, Miss Clark. We can't hear you.
Still muted.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Sorry about that. Yes, I can.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, Miss Clark. What would you like to tell the court?
I just want to say that, I know that they had offered him a plea of being incarcerated for a year. And I just don't think that, he was incarcerated for 6 months and that didn't help him. He came back out and he had to start again drinking, not right off, but then eventually he did start drinking. So I think being locked up for a year is not going to do him any good. I think he has never been able to actually go somewhere and be treated for the problems that he has. He has alcoholism, he has depression, anxiety, PTSD. And, I just feel like that I want him to have a chance to at least try to go through a program and get sober. He's my only son. And I do love him, and I just want him to have that chance. I am working with a lady too, is an advocate for Hope Dealers and recovery.org in case that y'all don't want him to go to out of Georgia. That is, if you'd rather have him go to like a Thor facility. I'm working with her. She said that she can help me obtain acceptance letters and stuff like that to be sent in so that he can go through that. But, just with his mental health issues and everything else, they address everything, anger management, everything. So I just feel like, and it is a 12-month intense program. And I did give him insurance for that.
And to be clear, you are talking about the Nashville Unplugged.
Right, I am.
All right, thank you. Recovery Unplugged, I mean.
Okay, so how is he going? Have they accepted him for treatment, Miss Clark?
They have accepted him. They're either going to fly him down or they will bus him down, they said.
Okay, and do you already have that in place?
Yes, it is in place. It doesn't start till February 1st, though. That's the thing, because his insurance does not start till February 1st. That's the only stipulation.
Okay. Ms. Desiano?
Ms. Clark, is there, when you say that he's being bused there, the state's concern is that at this point, we don't feel like he needs to have contact with you given the number of cases y'all have. So when he's being transported up to this rehab, are you going to help drive him or anything like that? Or is this done directly through the rehab?
It's done directly through the rehab. They take care of everything. And I mean, I have their phone number if you want to call to find out and how it works. And I also
and are you aware if your son is accepted go into treatment?
Yes, he is accepted to go.
Okay.
And I mean, the other thing I wanted to bring up, that I had talked to the solicitor of that last aggravated assault case, and nothing even happened. We were arguing. We were actually having a family argument, and he got charged with aggravated assault. We didn't even call
Well, at this point,
911.
Ms. Clark, this is kind of a moot point because he's already pled guilty to that. So that
Okay.
was his decision to plead
Okay.
guilty, and that case is done, and he's on
Okay.
probation for that.
Okay,
So-
I understand that. I just want him to have a chance to get the help that he needs. I just feel like he is an alcoholic. When he's not on alcohol, he is a wonderful person. But when he is on drinking alcohol, he turns into a total different person. So I just want to see my son have a chance, and if that doesn't work out, then that's that. But I would like to see him have a chance. That's why I have purchased him affordable insurance and, went to all this trouble to find him a facility to go to that is an intense treatment program.
Okay. Judge, we would just ask that the bond, if the court's going to modify it to an SOB, then it would be released only to that rehab facility. And of course, they aren't going to pick him up until at least February 1st. So have a co-signer, require that the rehab pick him up directly, that he still have no contact with his family at this time. The court can readdress that through a bond modification later, with the help through his treatment team in Tennessee, hopefully with the help of a counselor and professionals that can help facilitate that. And then we'd ask that one of the requirements of his bond be that he complete the treatment. And if he, for any reason, leaves against medical advice or of his own volition, that he be required to turn himself back into the jail and the regular bond would be reinstated.
Mr. White?
Judge, I think those are all, that's fair and reasonable.
Okay. Yes, and I would rather see him get treatment than just sit in jail, as Ms. Clark has indicated. So if you will modify the bond with those stipulations to it, I guess you might need to get the name of someone at the facility and how he's going to be transported. But the court's willing to modify the bond in the terms that you all have agreed upon.
And Judge, I just make sure I don't miss anything. So released directly to the recovery unplugged, correct? That's the first condition.
Yes, and then that he complete the
Right.
entire treatment program, that if he does not complete the program, whether he leaves of his own volition or he's terminated for not following the rules, whatever, if he doesn't complete, then the bond, he needs to turn himself into the jail, and he will then, his original bond of 10,000 would be reinstated. And that he still have all the same conditions of no contact and stay away with his family at this time.
Right. The initial bond would just be reinstated. Got it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Clark, thank you for being here this morning. Hopefully this will be of assistance to your son.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so if you get that modification to us, Mr. White, we'll get it signed and entered. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Clark.
Next, we have sections 32 and 33, Mr. Rogers.
And if this is going to be a negotiated plea,
What were the numbers?
positions 32 and 33.
I believe that's Ms. Kim's, or that might have been a conflict.
Yeah, I believe it's Ms. Kim. Ms. Kim, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Rogers, position 32 and 33, is that a negotiated plea?
Oh, let me just double check, Your Honor. Mr. Rogers. Yes, it is negotiated plea.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Rogers. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Yes, Mr. Essiano.
Your Honor, the state's recommendation for both counts is time served, 242 days, credit for time served, 121 days. We'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and ID, nothing further.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, oh, in position 33, the state will enter an all process upon entry of the plea.
Okay. Mr. Rogers, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 002055E, you wish to plead guilty to tampering with evidence and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is that correct?
Is it possible that I complete NOLO? Because if I plead guilty to this charge, they took money from me and put it in evidence, and if I plead guilty, I will not receive my money, and I'm really not guilty of this charge, and NOLO just to get the charge out the way. But is it possible that I please receive my funds that the folk put in evidence? I mean, it's been in evidence for 4 years, almost 5 years now, and I can never get my money out of evidence until this case is over with.
Judge, he just said that he's not guilty of this. This is not a intelligent, knowing waiver.
I would plead NOLO to accept my punishment, but I know what NOLO means, so I would accept my punishment, but I'm asking, may I please receive my money? I asked my attorney.
Ms. Kim, you need to speak with him. I mean, I'm not familiar with anything that he's requesting. You may want to discuss an offered plea with him.
No, I talked about it yesterday. I literally talked to him.
Okay, please, do you have a right to remain silent? I'll call to courtroom 1.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm good. I'm guilty. I forget that little money. I'm straight. Yeah, I do guilty. Fine, sir. I can go.
No, at this point, Mr. Rogers, I need for Ms. Kim to speak back with you. Okay.
No, I got the paper where it said, have I been up under drugs? I'm not up under no, I'm good. I just want my money, but if I don't get the money, I'm not tripping. This case over, it's 2020. I really want to go and do about this case. It's 2020.
Okay. So Mr. Rogers, again, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. As you were speaking there, you said that you're not guilty. Okay, I cannot accept a plea from you if you're telling me that you're not guilty. So, I need for Ms. Kim to speak back with you regarding what your options are at this point. Okay? All right, Ms. Kim, I'm going to have you speak with Ms. Kim and ask her any questions, and you all discuss anything that you need to discuss in private. Okay, Mr. Rogers? So do we have anyone else that we can take?
Yes, we have position number 49, Mr. Wilcox.
It's my understanding that's a waiver of appearance.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Mr. Wilcox, your case is being returned to the division judge. You'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir.
Okay, next we have positions 50 through 53, Mr. Woods.
What are we doing with Mr. Woods?
Actually, I have to talk to him for 1 second because he didn't give me a firm answer. So can I have?
All right, so let's have you talk to those 2 clients. Anybody else in courtroom 1 that we need to handle? We'll hold off on Mr. Woods until Ms. Kim talks to him as well.
We have Mr. Wallace, but I'm not sure of his position number.
He's on the add-on, Your Honor.
Okay, who's representing Mr. Wallace?
The conflict case, Judge, I believe. Ms. McLeod.
So, Ms. McLeod, are you with me?
I am here, Your Honor. I haven't had a chance to speak with Mr. Wallace yet.
Okay. So anyone else in courtroom 1?
We have positions 29 through 31, Mr. Quiones.
And that is going to be negotiated plea, Ms. Kim? Ms. Kim?
She's on the phone with
Okay. All right, so so that's her case, and Ms. McLeod, do you all only have one phone there?
No, we do have another phone.
Okay, so can Ms. McLeod call that and speak with her client?
Yes.
Okay. So have Ms. Kim speak to both of her clients before she comes back on the line, and have Ms. McLeod speak to her client as well.
Okay, Ms.
Yeah,
McLeod,
Mr.
you have the number, what is it, 2385? 2385.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
612-2385 is the other.
Okay.
Well,
612-2385?
yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and Mr. Quinones will be with you as soon as one of the attorneys or your attorney returns. All right, we'll be in recess until someone comes back. Okay. Yes, Ms. Kemp, where are we?
Uh-oh, sorry. Sorry about that. This is,
Kemp?
this is
Yes.
position 32 and 33.
Yes, Ms. Kim.
Yes, he would like to plead guilty.
Okay, Ms. Desiano?
Yes, Your Honor, state's recommendation for both counts is time served, 242 days, credit for time served, 121 days.
Okay. You're still under oath, Mr. Rogers. It's my understanding that in case 20 CR 002055E, you wish to plead guilty to tampering with evidence and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
I'll accept the plea. It's as negotiated, Mr. Rogers. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you. So I'm
You're
done with
welcome.
it.
Yes, you're complete.
Thank you. Next, we have positions 29 to 31, Mr. Leones.
Your Honor, this is a plea for first 29 and 30. And for 31, position 31, he would like to argue for bond to be reinstated.
Okay, let's deal with position 31 first. What's the current bond?
1 moment, Judge. 30. I'm not showing that position 31 is holding him. He's got a cash bond for position 29, which is the theft by taking, and then he has a $1,500 surety bond in his felony case 24 PI 009189, which he's charged with financial transaction card fraud.
Okay, and position 31, as far as the bond goes?
$2,000 good bond is what we have. And because there was well, he was at Douglas County Jail, so there was an excuse for his not able to come. And then I guess he wants, yes?
One moment, Your Honor. I'm not showing that he has a failure to appear on that case.
No, I don't. I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. I don't have a failure to appear. My only thing is I was willing to take the plea for the theft by taking and the DUI. I just wanted to ensure that because I didn't want to. I mean, I didn't want to take the plea because I was aware that the plea was for 120 days. And then whatever the other stipulations were for, so I didn't want to plead to that. But I just wanted to ensure that I didn't get, my bond wasn't going to be revoked because I wanted to go ahead and move on to the next county because I do have to go to DeKalb. But I don't have the FTA, so I did speak to someone in the jail, like another inmate, and they said that I shouldn't have no revoked bond. But I just wanted to ensure that.
And that's what he wants. He was afraid of having a bond to be revoked later on, but I don't think that that's going to happen, but he wants to assure that.
I mean,
Okay.
Your Honor, that's up to the prosecutor in that courtroom to file a motion to revoke bond. There can be a hearing on it. But I mean, at this point, the theft by taking and those cases already post-state, like a motion to revoke bond could have already been filed for those cases, regardless if you please or not. At this point, I don't have any documentation that shows bond has been revoked in the battery case.
Okay, so Ms. Kim, do you want to file a waiver on position number 31? So that will be returned to the division judge, and anything that he needs to take up, he'll have to take up with the division.
Okay.
Your client apparently has another question.
Yeah, I mean, to my understanding, today, I was gonna put the theft by taking and the DUI, I was gonna get credit for time served. Like, that's what me and Ms. Kim, discussed yesterday, about the bond, and I wasn't gonna have to pay the bond or whatnot. I just wanted to clarify that.
So, it's my understanding that those two are time served cases.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
All right, so, position 31, a waiver will be filed. That case, the battery family violence will be returned to the division judge, Mr. Quinones. You'll get notification of your next hearing date.
All right.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. So for positions number 29 and 30, Ms. Desiano?
Yes, Your Honor, we had to change some of the language in the plea recommendation because it was to run concurrent to the battery sentence. So for position 29, the state's recommendation will be 12 months to serve 72 days, credit for time served 36 days, balance probated, stay away from 565 Hank Aaron Drive in Atlanta, no further contact with Summer Mency, complete an anti-theft course, and pay restitution to the victim in the amount of $98. For position 30, the state's recommendation for count 1 will be 12 months probation to run concurrent with position 29, balance probated, complete an alcohol and drug evaluation and follow any recommended treatment, complete DUI risk reduction course, attend 1 victim impact panel, pay a $300 fine, and complete 40 hours of community service. For count 2, the speeding, it will be 12 months probation to run concurrent with count 1 and a $450 fine. And count 3, the disorderly conduct, will be 12 months probation to run concurrent with count 1. We'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and ID. And if Your Honor can sound for Miss Mency.
Since on the line, choose to address the court, now is your opportunity. Ms. Kim?
Yes, we did stipulate, though, Your Honor.
Mr. Quinones, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 008198A, you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking, and in case 20 CR 000733A, you wish to plead guilty to driving under the influence of alcohol, left safe, speeding, and disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the pleas as negotiated, Mr. Quinones. Good luck to you, sir.
Can I just, so for clarification, I just wanted to clarify, because it was a lot said, I just want
I'll call you and I'll clarify for you.
Well, can I just clarify now? I would prefer that just while I'm in front of the judge. So as far as my DUI and my thing, that's credit for time served with the probation, all those stipulations, I heard that. But the battery case is gonna be reset. Am I clear on that?
Yes, sir. The battery case is being returned to the division judge. You'll get notification of your next hearing date on that case.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Mr. Quinones. You too.
Thank you.
Next, we have position number, this is, Ms. McLeod's case. This is, I guess, the add-on number 1.
Okay, and this is, Mr. Hart, Mr. Wallace?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what are we doing with Mr. Wallace today?
It's a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Good morning, Mr. Wallace. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar. Can you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down, Mr. Wallace. Ms. Desiano?
Yes, Judge, the state's recommendation is 12 months, serve 46 days, credit for time served 28 days, balance probated, stay away from the Walmart at 844 Cleveland Avenue, complete an anti-theft course, pay a $500 fine, and complete 40 hours of community service. And we'd ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and ID for purposes of the plea. That's it.
We do so stipulate.
Anything further, Ms. McLeod?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Wallace, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 006932D, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
Okay.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Wallace. When you complete the terms of the probation will terminate. So the sooner you get this done, the sooner you're not going to be on probation, okay?
Yes, sir. Can I say one thing? I'm trying to save my place, my apartment, and to pay my rent because I've been in jail so long. Can I get released soon as possible? Because I have to pay it today. And if I don't, then I'm kicked out. I'm just saying as soon as possible.
Okay, so as soon as the jail can process you out, if you don't have anything holding you, you will be processed out, Mr. Wallace.
All right, I'm trying to be out today because they might try to process me out by tomorrow. If I don't make it by tomorrow, then I lose everything. I have nowhere to stay and I'll be homeless.
Okay, as far as the court, as soon as I get your paperwork, Mr. Wallace, I'm gonna return it so that they can get it to the jail. So I'll make sure that the court does its due diligence in getting that over there. But when it comes to the jail processing you out, then that's up to the jail staff, okay? But I will get you the paperwork as soon as the court can get you the paperwork so that the jail will have it, okay?
All right, I just don't want to end up nowhere to stay, you know.
No, I understand, Mr. Wallace. I hope that works out for you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor.
Yes, Ms. McLeod. Anything further this morning, Ms. McLeod?
Nothing further, Your Honor. This does conclude my business before the court.
Okay, we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Your Honor, just for the defendant's benefit, I'm showing that there's a hold on him for another county.
Wow.
Okay.
I did ask him about that, and he said he was unaware of any. What county would that be?
It
Mr.
says
Diano?
Ector County, Ector, Coso, Texas.
Yeah, they got a 50-mile radius on me, and they will not come to get me every time.
Okay.
They got a 50-mile radius, so they ain't coming to get me. It's like a misdemeanor sort of. But I have to go there, you know. I'm gonna try to take care of that once I take care of this. But it's just a misdemeanor. It's been over like years ago, you know.
Okay. Good luck to you, Mr. Wallace.
Next, we have positions 50 through 53, Mr. Woods.
Ms. Kim, is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what are we doing with Mr. Woods today?
Actually, it will be a waiver of arraignment. And he just want to make sure that his bond does not get revoked. I think a bond has to be handled at division judge.
Can I speak?
Mr. Woods, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. If you need to speak with Ms. Kim, I'm happy to give you that opportunity. But as far as this case goes, it's my understanding that a waiver will be filed. This case will be returned to the division judge, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, Mr. Woods. You can address the the two failure to appears, with the division judge.
What he's saying is those failure to appear was actually he was incarcerated at Clayton County and Chatham County when there was court here in Fulton County. So because of that, he wants to null process those failure to appear and also just reinstate the bonds that there was. And Your Honor, I emailed Clayton County and also Chatham County, requested open records. However, I have not received any evidence yet.
Your Honor, the state won't object to lifting it as soon as we get confirmation that he was incarcerated. So Ms. Kim, once they respond to you, if you can send that over to me and then we can do a consent order.
Sure.
Now, I also, so is it gonna be reinstated today?
As soon as I get the paperwork, I do not know whether I'm going to get it today. That's not in my control.
Well, can we speak with the prosecutor to come up with some better deal today? Because this case is from 2022. I'm trying to resolve this case if we can today.
Do you, have you relayed the offer to him, Ms. Kim?
Yes, I did. If he wants to take the deal, it will be pro se plea.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we see if you can get that paperwork by Thursday, Ms. Kim?
Sure.
We will place this case on the Thursday calendar in anticipation of you being able to provide the paperwork to Ms. Desiano. If that's the case and you can consent, then it'll be taken off that calendar. If not, you all can address it on Thursday. Is that agreeable to everyone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it okay with you, Mr. Oots? It's okay with me.
So I would have to stay in here to Thursday.
Not necessarily. If Ms. Kim gets the paperwork, as soon as Ms. Kim gets the paperwork back, then she's going to provide it to the prosecutor, and they will reinstate the bond. If that doesn't happen today, then I'm going to put you back on the next available calendar, which is Thursday, so that you can discuss it with Ms. Kim at that point in time. So hopefully it'll be done before Thursday, and you can get released, Mr. Woods. Okay?
Now, is there any way that I can speak, like, that me and Ms. Kim can speak to the prosecutor today, like, as far as a different deal, so we can resolve this and this matter in general?
The different deal was basically wanted to make sure that he doesn't get any probation.
Well, it's a DUI. The DUI has statutory minimum, so you're gonna be on probation, Mr. Woods, if you decide to plead guilty to the charge. So there's nothing the court's gonna be able to do about you not being on probation, if that's your concern. You will be on probation if you take a plea deal today. Okay, so we're gonna do, Ms. Kim, you look into getting the paperwork. We'll reset it to Thursday. We'll see you back. Either you'll be released, Mr. Woods, or they'll see you back on Thursday. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. We have anyone else that's on the 9 o'clock calendar? Have we taken care of everyone?
That's all I have in courtroom 1.
All right. Thank you. Let's see. We do have a DV bench warrant calendar, 11 o'clock. Do we have Corey Jeffries or Terry Willis on the line?
Yes.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Jeffries. Ms. Kim, are you representing Mr. Jeffries?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had the opportunity to speak with him?
Yes, Your Honor. This is actually his first time ever missing a court, so we would like to request for the bench warrant to be set aside.
Okay, Ms. Desiano, what court did he miss?
He missed arraignment, Your Honor, on December 20th, 2024. Not showing any returned mail. However, the defendant updated his address on January 9th of this year to 1991 Delow Drive, apartment 06, Atlanta, Georgia 30311.
Is that your current address, Mr. Jeffries?
Yes.
And did you just recently move to that address?
No. I've been staying at that address for about like 2 years now.
Okay, well,
But
you're
they
gonna,
mailed the court dates to Newnan, Georgia. I ain't stayed out there in like 7 years. But when I got released from jail, I made sure that I gave them the right address. But
okay. So we have the right address now, according to you, Mr. Jeffries. So the court's standard practice is I'll give you one opportunity to miss a court date. You need to make sure that if you move or that you check in with the court periodically to make sure that you're not on a calendar and missing any dates. So for this particular one, I'll let you use your I will have Ms. Kim set aside the bench warrant. You'll get notification of your next hearing date, but don't miss another date. It won't be lifted next time, okay?
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Mr. Jeffries.
Thank you.
Terry Willis on the line. Terry Willis.
That is actually a conflict case as well, Your Honor.
Okay, well, it doesn't appear that Mr. Willis is on the line. This calendar started at 11 o'clock. It's now 11:07. So the case, the bench warrant won't be set aside. Okay, Ms. Strong. Are we ready to go over the calendar?
Yes, sir.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Position number 1 is going to be reset for next Tuesday's SAP calendar. Awaiting the transfer order. Position number 2 and 3 were released. Position number 4 is a bond modification. Position number 5 is reset SAP for next Tuesday, awaiting the transfer order. That's also for position number for position number 6. Position number 7 is being returned to the division. Also for position number 8, position number 9 is null pros.
Wait, I have position number 7's a reset. Is that waiver?
I have a reset as well.
That was the one where the attorney appeared. I thought it was being returned to the division judge.
That's position 8.
Yeah, position 7 is reset 128.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
No worries.
All right. So position number 8 is being returned to the division judge. Oh, okay. Position number 9 is null pros. 10 and 11 are negotiated pleas. Position number 12 is being reset for January the 30th SAP calendar. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 have all been released. 19 was null pros. 20 is reset for next Tuesday's SAP calendar. 21 is waived arraignment. 22 is waived arraignment. 23 was a plea. 24 was null pros. 25 and 26 waived arraignment. 27 was a plea. 28 was reset jail jury with a social worker visit. 29 was a plea. 30 was a plea. 31 waived arraignment. 32 was a plea. 33 was null pros. 34 and 35 were a plea. 36 was null pros. 37, 38 were released. 39 waived arraignment. I don't have 40.
Reset 120 is what I
Thank you.
have.
And
One was
while
a-
we're on this one for position 40, so he was on last week's SAP. The defense filed a waiver. Basically, he was in custody and then another warrant popped up. So his cases got split on the SAP calendars. The state gave plea offers to both cases on both calendars. So it's my understanding that in position 40, the add-on case, there's already been a waiver filed, and we were unsure if the defense was going to file a waiver for position 40 on the calendar today. Just to give everyone a little bit of idea. I know the announcement's reset, but
I didn't get any clear definite answer from him, so it was
okay. Okay, thank you.
41 was a plea, 42 was null pros, 43 waived arraignment, 44 and 45 are reset for Thursday's SAP calendar. 46 is reset for next Tuesday's SAP calendar, the 28th. Waiting for a transfer to Superior Court, also for position number 47. 48 was a plea, 49 waived arraignment, 50 is being reset for Thursday's SAP calendar, 51, 52, and 53 also reset for Thursday.
Any questions, concerns?
And Your Honor, for the DV bench warrant calendar for the defendant that did not appear, that case is not being reset, correct? We're just, the bench warrant's not being lifted.
That's correct.
Do you need an order, anything from the state to that effect? Okay.
So no. 19 and 20, there's a question on 19 and 20.
19 was null plus, and then 20 was reset to January 28.
On the add-on calendar, position number 1 and 2 and position number 3 were all a plea.
All right, any additional questions or concerns?
But please send your paperwork to me as soon as possible so that I can send it to Judge Morrow because I am downtown. So I have to make my way back to my side. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Strong, I returned the paperwork that you've already sent.
Yes, sir, I got it.
Mr. Jordan, are you still with me on the line?
I'm here, Judge.
I saw some affidavits from Ms. Watson Cafe that she sent in. The affidavits weren't complete, so if you'll have her complete those affidavits, I'll make sure to get them signed and back to you.
Okay, I'll go through them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And number 4, I have number 4 as a waiver. Anything else?
Bond modification as well.
That's correct, Judge. There'll be a waiver and a bond modification.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, if not, thank you all. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Ms. Greenhouse.
Thank you, Judge Morrow.